Hello, everyone. This is Giovanni from SyncWords. We're going to give some time for people to join. Today, we're going to be talking about empowering inclusive and accessible media and language support in a workflow with AWS MediaLive. And we have some surprises for you as well regarding the media package. So please stand by with us and we will begin momentarily. Hello, folks. We'll begin in just a few seconds, just giving people time to join. My name is Giovanni Galvez. I am the VP of Business Development at SyncWords in New York. And we're going to talk about AWS streaming workflows today. Please stand by. We'll begin shortly. All right, everyone. It's great to be here today to talk about this really exciting topic with the AWS MediaLive and Media Package workflow with SyncWords. This is something that we've been working on for quite a while. And today we're really going to talk about the advantages of this, how it works. We're going to have a live demo where if you have an iOS device, you'll be able to actually see this webinar in real time with translations and going through the specialized MediaLive and Media Package workflow. So without further ado, let's begin. And let's get on to the next one. You know, our system is quite robust. We've been working on our system for several years now, and we've integrated a variety of engines to our system to complement the live streaming and captioning and translation capabilities. We like to be agnostic with this, and so we've added support for different speech-to-text engines, machine translation engines, and we have this in-player capability, which is basically to not just give it to people as like a web widget on a page, which is something we pioneered many years ago, but we can also provide them like an in-player real deal streaming solution where you can watch it on your desktop, on your mobile device, and actually have a menu there in real time to change the language and see the captions. And this is really special and very unique offering that no one else in the industry has. The other aspect of that is we complement that because right now people are meeting in person. They have hybrid solutions, but also there's right now things like fast channels that allow people to just create live streams of sporting events, news programming, and other live events. And this is where we can really shine with the new solution that includes the AWS streaming workflow. This is all done with the HLS protocol, and I will describe that in more detail in just a minute. So what are some of the things that SyncWords does? You know, some people just kind of think of a captioning workflow as, you know, like, okay, well, it's either human or speech to text, but SyncWords has an actual platform, right, where you can do all of the above. You can have human caption, you can have speech to text, you can have machine translation, but we can deliver in real time. And we really know video very well. We know video streaming very well. So being able to take all that text, translation, and power of artificial intelligence and package it in a way that viewers can just easily consume it, right? They can just watch it on their video as they're watching their favorite sports, news, talk show, or favorite live conference or meeting. That's where we really shine, right? We can package everything together in a really simple and easy to use way and enhance this live video streaming workflow. And that's really where we shine. And we can do it 24/7, or we can do it with concurrent events anytime around the clock. And enter MediaLive and Media Package from AWS. These are some very key tools that enterprise streaming companies they use on a regular basis, and major networks use this as well. It's very robust. And let's talk about each one of these in more detail. MediaLive is essentially like a Swiss Army knife of live video transcoding, where you can deploy tons of live channels anytime. There's ways to do this programmatically. There's also like this really strong infrastructure focus on security. And there's really no limit to how much live video you can send there, whether you're going from like a truck at a sporting event, or whether you're just streaming from a desktop. In fact, during the Zoom webinar, we're streaming this entire Zoom call to MediaLive, and we'll show you that in just a second. Now, Media Package is a little downstream from MediaLive, right? Once that live stream has been converted to HLS streaming, a Media Package allows you to add all these features and package it in a way that is going to fit your needs. For example, you can add things like DRM encryption with Media Package. You can add DVR features, where when you're streaming live, people can pause the stream. They can rewind the stream, even to the beginning of the stream, if it's set up the way you want. And this enables people to have like a really excellent experience, right? And naturally, it works with the whole AWS ecosystem, with like leveraging things like S3 and CloudFront for content delivery networks. So how do we kind of fit into all of this? That's what we're going to talk about today. So I have a short video that I'm going to share right now. I'm just going to play it, and you guys take a look.
SyncWords is the only fully plug-and-play solution for enhancing accessibility and inclusivity in live streaming. Imagine if every viewer, regardless of spoken language, can fully engage with your live video content. With SyncWords, this becomes a reality, offering an enhanced experience directly into a video player. Our platform is designed to integrate with AWS Elemental MediaLive and Media Package, setting the gold standard for streaming workflows. SyncWords empowers you to deliver closed captions, translated subtitles, and live voice dubs in over 40 languages. Now picture this. You put on headphones, and with a push of a button, the world of real-time translation is enabled. But how does it work? SyncWords integrates with your AWS MediaLive workflow, adding captions and translations to your HLS stream without altering your video. Traditionally, live captions often lag behind spoken word, but SyncWords' proprietary technology eliminates this issue, ensuring perfect synchronization during live news, sporting events, or any live programming. Furthermore, we provide an API that enables content producers to integrate with our technology. This ensures that support for live captioning, subtitling, and dubbing is both easy and scalable. Would you like to test SyncWords with your live video? Take the SyncWords Challenge and schedule a demo with us today. Discover how we can transform your live streaming experience.
We're really serious about this SyncWords Challenge business. We really want people to try this out, because seeing is believing. And speaking of that, I have this QR code right now that is live, is actually streaming this webinar using both MediaLive and Media Package. And we'd like to invite the members of the audience to just take out their mobile phone and just scan this, and they'll be able to watch it in iOS. There you'll be able to, Android player is not the best, so I would recommend iOS. But when you're watching iOS, you'll see that you can pause it, you can rewind it, and the subtitles and captions are being translated into several languages. It's all done in real time. And we're even doing voice dubs. So if you have that menu in your iOS device, you're going to be able to change it to German speaking or French or even Ukrainian, which is really a very important language to us because a major portion of this was developed in the Ukraine during this time. Our team there is great. They've been working so hard on making this a reality. And so shout out to them. And please give that a go. It's going to stay live throughout the webinar, and you will be able to watch it there if you'd like. It's up to you. So this is a very simplified workflow diagram, and we're going to get into more detail on this. But essentially, what you're doing with our solution is, you're streaming just like you normally do to AWS MediaLive. It can ingest a variety of different things. And then once it goes through that whole stack of technologies in the AWS elemental ecosystem, we're able to just take the audio from the stream without changing anything of the workflow and then publish it to the CDN CloudFront with captions, subtitles, and live voice dubbing. This is really a very unique solution because it's the kind of thing you can spin up at any time and you don't have to change your workflow. It just fits right in. I'll talk about a little bit how it works, but the stream that you saw on that on this QR code, that's exactly how it's working right now. So what that results is in an enhanced viewing experience for different devices. For a long time, people were wondering, like, what if I want to watch my favorite sporting event or news channel or live event in general in the language of my choice, right? Maybe I want it in German or Spanish. I know my family speaks Spanish and they like consuming their live programming in Spanish. Well, this is a reality now. Using our technology, you can automate this, which makes it affordable, makes it super scalable. Our system can scale up. We can have thousands of live streams supported any day of the week, 24/7. And the user experience is simple because it's part of the menu into your favorite player. So you don't have to like install anything or worry about, I need to like see if this is going to be working with my Chromecast or my iPad. It's just going to work, and it's all like thanks to this integration that we're doing with AWS. So there's a lot of applications for this, right? And there's no transcoding whatsoever of the video when you use this. This is another key aspect, right? If you're streaming in like 4K or 1080 and you have like this high quality like transcoding that's happening with MediaLive, you don't want a service to then do something with that. You don't want it to make the quality less. Like the colors need to be preserved. You're paying this money for the transcoding, and so we don't touch it, and we just add our subtitles, our translations, and voice dubs to your existing video without having to do any transcoding whatsoever. And there's a lot of applications. Everyone we've shown this to has been like super amazed. They're like, wow, this is absolutely something that they didn't know was possible. They've only seen live translation of voices, for example, in like sci-fi movies, but this is absolutely something that's possible today. And it's the kind of thing that really modernizes live streaming. If you think about live streaming, especially when it comes to things like subtitling and translations, most times you're lucky if you get like one language, right? Like, okay, I have English, I have Spanish. And let's say I need to live stream in Japanese or Chinese or Arabic or Hebrew or any of these like extended character languages. It's not a very simple thing. And in fact, we've even seen major networks when they stream had to burn in these subtitles because they couldn't find a way to do it without transcoding. They couldn't find a simple player that would support it. Now with this solution, every single HLS player will support it, right? So if you have an HLS player, you don't have to worry about it. It's just going to work because we're using standardized protocols that the HLS player allows you to use and menu items that are already built in. You can take advantage of accuracy aspects of our system as well, like for ASR, like speech to text, we have dictionaries, we have translation glossaries. So you don't get just like a default engine if you're going to automate the transcription and the translation. You can customize this. You can load it with, like, say, if you have a sporting event, you can load it with all the names of the players. It works really well to get that that correct. On the multiple voice options, when you're doing live dubbing, you can actually select regional accents. So you can select French Switzerland versus French Belgium, or you can select things like Spanish from Mexico or Spanish from Argentina. Excuse me. And so there's a lot of options here in the system. So synchronization. This has been a lot of problems with live video in general when you do things like captions and translations. Forget about it. They're always arriving late. You may have gone to the gym, or if you watch live news on your television with your cable box, or if you go to, you know, like happy hour and you're watching, you know, NBA finals and you turn the captions on, they're always late by like 3 or 4 seconds, right? And they fluctuate 3, sometimes 5 seconds. We have been able to solve this with this workflow with SyncWords Live and AWS, where we can get everything in sync. We can get the captions to line up to the spoken word. We can get the translations to synchronize to that as well. So you no longer have to like wonder, like, what did they say? Okay, I see it now. You know, and then they moved on to the next thing. With our system, everything can get, you know, synchronized perfectly. What about 24/7? No problem at all. You know, we in fact have done machine translation for HLS for several years with major broadcasters, and that was a bespoke solution. And now part of SyncWords platform, now it's opened up to everyone. So if you have a network television station that's doing 24/7 live streaming, this can fit right into that workflow without having to shut down the entire workflow. It's amazing, and it just works right out of the box. What about language support? You know, it's wonderful because you can actually not worry about that. You know, there's this whole thing about even just captioning alone. When you think about captioning and live streaming or live video, you know, you only can do things like Spanish, English, you know, French, Portuguese, Italian, just like basic Latin languages. But with this solution, we actually separate the subtitles and the translations from the video, right? So we don't have to use these old, just fossilized protocols that just limit you to one language or just limit you to certain character languages. You know, we can do things like Japanese, Cantonese, you know, Arabic, Hebrew. It doesn't matter. You can have as many as you want. And not only that, you can put as many language tracks as you need. You know, we sometimes do events where we have like 20 languages, and it's all just part of that HLS stream. There's nothing else to do other than just add languages with our platform to the stream. Okay, so now let's get into the nitty-gritty. This is how we can do kind of like a generic HLS captioning, translation, and voice dubbing, where we can pull from a CDN. This is downstream from Media Package normally. And it doesn't have to be necessarily CloudFront. We can pull from any CDN. You know, we've had clients using Akamai, for example, and we can use this same workflow to do that. But the thing of the matter is, Media Package has a lot of really key features that clients demand. Features like DRM encryption, features like DVR that allows you to pause and rewind the video. And these features are absolutely critical for them. They can't do without them. So instead of doing it this way, where we will pull from Amazon CloudFront and then run it through our translation and dubbing, we're going to do it this way. And this is an alternate workflow. So we'll have both workflows ready for production. But this alternate workflow allows us to fit in between MediaLive and Media Package, right? So MediaLive can send us the HLS stream as an HLS push. We then can transcribe, translate, and dub. It doesn't have to be English. It can be any input language as well. And then we can output back to Media Package. Now, what's the benefit of this, right? The benefit of that is when we output to Media Package, we can leverage all of the features that Media Package has. It's a matter of just setting those things up inside Media Package and receiving that HLS stream, and then you can go out to CloudFront with all those features that are needed. The live stream that we're doing right now, in case you missed that, I'll go back to that QR code, but it's absolutely amazing, right? Like you can just pause it, you can rewind it, and all the subtitles and dubbing stay in sync. So this is the big difference here in the latest launch of our platform that's going to include this ability to go in between MediaLive and Media Package, right? And yes, we're going to support both Media Package version 1 and version 2 with this workflow. So let's take a look at how to set that up. If some of you guys are hardcore AWS folks that already use this workflow, let me just show you. Okay, so in MediaLive, right, normally this pushes out to like Media Package directly, but here we can give a publishing point for the HLS push that's basically SyncWords. So it's going to push the HLS to SyncWords. We can provide those credentials. And inside, this is our platform. And all of these things will also be available programmatically via API. But once it pushes to SyncWords, then we can do our translations, we can specify the languages, and then we can specify our destination. In this case, it's going to be Media Package version 1. It can be version 2 on the drop-down menu. And that's basically it. That's all you need to set up. A couple of things on the Media Package side. You should, if you're doing live voice dubbing translations in the HLS, which a lot of people do, it's important that you enable use audio renditions group inside the packager settings. If you don't do dubs, you're just doing captions or just subtitle translations, this should be disabled. But for dubs, definitely enable that feature. And then you can take advantage now of all of these really cool aspects of Media Package. Like, for example, the start over window. This is essentially the DVR functionality. So here we've set up a start over window to, what is this, like 1,209,600 seconds, right? Which is essentially 14 days, right? And we can set it to whatever parameter we want here, but that allows basically this amazing workflow where as soon as the video live stream is over, there's essentially like a video on demand there that's still live, and people can go to it, they can stop it, they can rewind it, they can watch it again, and all the subtitles, translations, and dubbing are still going to be there, right? And that's like a quantum leap, because how many times have we seen where you're streaming something live and then you need to put it into VOD, right? That happens all the time. And the typical thing is like manual, right? You have to like, okay, now I have to get the recording down. I have to, create like a subtitle document. Now I have to like upload it to Vimeo or some other depository. There's all these manual tasks that just take time. But with this, it's just available right after the live stream and everything stays in sync. That's the beautiful thing about this solution with Media Package. All right, so I think that gets to the final part of the presentation where we can take your questions. And if you don't know, there's a question and answer segment there. You can also post your questions in the chat. and I'd be happy to answer some questions for you. If Len, if you can let me know if there's any questions, I can go ahead and answer them.
Sure. People are commenting. Not so many questions so far, but people are commenting, saying they're listening to the French, and they like the French dubs, and they like the quality. And so there's some questions about the synchronization related to the subtitles and the dubs. So can you talk a little bit about how we accomplish that?
Yeah, absolutely. In some ways, it's kind of like latency hiding, right? So HLS in general has some latency. So we're able to ingest the audio to run it through a transcription mechanism there, automatic transcription. And because of the latency, we can calculate, exactly how much we need to delay our captions so that they sync up when they get deployed to the CDN. And so there's some proprietary algorithms there that just basically leverage the latency of HLS, right? And there's some buffering that we do also to the video that allows us to really synchronize all the languages and the dubs. So that's in a nutshell how it works.
Yeah. Thanks, Gio. And there's another question related to cost, and I would just recommend that people contact us, set up a meeting, and we can, go over specific workflows and discuss pricing.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say the first thing I'd like to invite everyone to do is to, try it with your live stream. We can literally provide you with an RTMP entry point. You can publish to us, and we can give your live stream that the SyncWords treatment with all the captions, translations, and dubbing that you want. And seeing is believing, right? I can tell you one thing, this is going to be like extremely affordable, especially if you're going to do 24/7. It's the kind of thing that really fits into like a professional enterprise system. It's highly scalable, so you don't have to worry about doing like 10 channels, 30 channels, 1,000 channels. It's more than just like a kludgy solution that people have created with like a speech to text engine. This is like a full-fledged platform that's extremely robust, very secure, and can give you all the things that you need like right off the bat without you having to scratch your head and figure out all the dev work. So absolutely get in touch with us. We'll be happy to speak to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Gio. Another question, I guess someone's saying, how do you connect your MediaLive channel to SyncWords Live?
Yeah. So basically MediaLive, all it really does is I guess I'm oversimplifying it, but all it really does is just provide a stream, right, in the correct format with the right variants. If you have like different resolutions, for example, the specific compression settings that you want. And so there's several ways you can connect. Like if you want, you can have Media Live, go to Media Package. We can pull the HLS information there and get the audio from the actual HLS stream. Or you can have Media Live push to SyncWords, the HLS, and then we can get it that way. So either HLS pull or push. That's how we connect.
Oh, that's great. Let me see, let me go through here. Another question, so outside of HLS, do we support anything outside of HLS in terms of stream types?
Yeah. Actually, we will be supporting RTMP as well. We'll be supporting SRT for like high bit rate workflows for content delivery. So yeah, we're going to be expanding our support for different protocols for sure.
Great, thank you. And it looks like it's it. I don't know if anyone else has any other questions. We've gone through what's been asked so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess what I would say is, if you guys missed it, here's the QR code to stream to your iOS device. You can actually see the live stream of this webinar. Please give it a go. It's going to be live for a little bit after the show because we put in that media package DVR functionality. But that to me is like absolutely like a game changer. It's just leaps and bounds over anything that I've ever seen that has to do with captioning. In fact, just to give you an idea, you can actually here's something we were doing earlier on where we were testing it, right? And this is still there. We did like a short, just kind of live stream test, and you could see that all
Imagine
the
if every viewer
captions
regard
are still there. You can switch from Ukrainian to German to English, and it all just happens in real time, right? And at any point, you can just pause it, rewind it. You can see all the captions are stay in sync, and that's just the power of the SyncWords platform and how we've been able to integrate with AWS MediaLive and Media Package. So we'd love to have you try it. If you want to hear it, for example, in Ukrainian, here it is. I'm going to share my audio, and it really oh, here we go.
Що я маю на увазі? Мовляв, він пригнічує звук. Так, але дозвольте мені спробувати інше налаштування. Як про те, що...
So you can switch languages as well. It's really something leaps and bounds over any other solution for live streaming accessibility and inclusivity. And we'd like to invite everyone on this call to reach out to us, try it yourself, take the challenge. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for their time today. Thank you very much, and we will end the webinar. Take care. Have a great rest of the weekend.